It's here, Doom Slayers. Time to list the Lost Soul variants for the Complex Clusterfuck mod, with 16 total variants, and since this is the new CCF version 4, I will also list the 3 new variants for the other previous variant lists. The monsters shown will be tested on the Ultra Violence difficulty, showing the name, spawn code, health, rounded difficulty, spawn rate, speed, drops, and the song name and the author for the monsters that have a soundtrack. By the way, the difficulties for the monsters have been revised, so the monsters that are S rank in previous are now AA. What was AA from the previous are now considered AAA, from SS to S, so on and so forth. The link to the official video that has a link to the mod is in the description. If I leave a detail out for any of the monsters, let me know in the comments section. So let's begin. First up is the Terror Soul, pale skull with horns on the sides with red smoke. It has 70 health, it is the most common, smaller size than others, and it has the original Lost Soul sounds. Its movement includes flight as well for the others. Its speed can range from slow, and when it charges, its speed is medium fast. It can move freely, but when it charges, even after you dodge, the Terror Soul will still continue to charge until it hits something. Charging is not the only attack it does, but it can also spit out slow little fireballs, both attacks doing minimum damage. It doesn't take much to kill it, just a few regular pistol shots, or at least one shotgun shot. You can also kill some with an explosive, which puts them at an F- difficulty. They do not drop much when killed, just the regular life and armor essence, which are the rank 1 healing orbs, which most Lost Soul variants drop. Second up is the Forgotten One, much darker than the Terror Soul, bigger horns with flames and a symbol on the forehead. It has 80 health, second most common, and has the Doom 3 Lost Soul and Forgotten sounds. Its free-flying movement is similar to the last one, however the charge attack is faster than the Terror Soul's, and it still continues to charge until it hits something. Unlike the Terror Soul, it doesn't spit out fireballs, instead it only has the charge attack. It still doesn't take much to kill it. You can also still kill a bunch with an explosive. One thing about Lost Soul variants is most don't play nice with each other when they accidentally charge into one another. They get an F- difficulty at the end, and they drop the same items as the last one. Third one is the Poison Soul. It has the shape of the alpha version of the Lost Soul. It is gray with green flames emitting green smoke. It is common, has 90 health, and modified Lost Soul sounds. Its free flying speed is the standard speed, and the charging speed is as fast as the Forgotten One, which is faster than the player's maximum base speed. Another thing to its movement is that when it is free flying, it can sometimes quick dash. While its main method of attack is the charge, its presence gives it an extra trick. Its gas clouds that it emits can deal damage when you touch them. It's not an actual poison status, but it can damage you as long as you are in contact with the gas clouds. It still takes at least one shotgun shot to kill it. Some may die from an explosive, but most will survive. This puts the Poison Soul at an F neutral grade, and they drop the same items as the last variant. Next up is the Phase Soul, similar shape of the previous soul with dark gray, purple flames emitting purple smoke. It is mildly common, has 100 health with standard Lost Soul sounds. Its speed for free flying and charge is pretty much the same as the last variant. The element for this variant is obvious. To become partially invisible and having a bit faster free movement speed when cloaked. Their only attack is the charge. Like previous ones, it doesn't take much to kill it. Just some pistol shots or a shotgun shot. Or kill a few with an explosive, which is a bit tricky to do as they fly away quickly. They get the F neutral grade, and this time not only do they drop the rank 1 healing orbs, but also demon tech charges. The Rictus, the explosive variant. Shape of the Alpha Lost Soul, dark gray emitting flames. It is the 5th most common, has 100 health with modified Doom 3 Lost Soul sounds. Its movement is mostly flying at a slow pace, and it doesn't do a fast charging move at the start. It does have a charge speed, which I will get to soon. Its method of attacks include firing stronger fireballs than the regular Lost Soul. While its fireballs may seem like they have an explosive damage from the impact sound, it really doesn't. It has a secondary attack, which is a fast charge kamikaze attack, but it only does it at a very rare chance, and it likely does it when 1. You are close to it, and 2. When it is at critical health. The charge does explosive damage, so either kill it or dodge it. It should take at least one shotgun shot to kill it, or few with an explosive, even though it's hard to hit multiple flyers with an explosive. So there's still a low threat of F neutral. On death, they drop rank 1 healing orbs. Now for enemies that are not actually souls. The Wicked, based on the Scrag from Quake, with what appears to be a fish-like humanoid shape, pale skin, red core with grey side spines. It is an uncommon variant, has 80 health, and has the Quake Scrag sounds. Its free-flying movement is much faster than the other Lost Soul variants, and it also has quick strafing to its movement. It can also go fast during its charge attack. Its ranged attack is a homing spiraling projectile with similar projectile homing ability as the Revenant missile. It also shoots a spread of smaller projectile shots. While it is faster than the previous Lost Soul variants, it's not that hard to hit it, and it also has lower health, so it still gets an F neutral grade. Its drops include the rank 1 healing orbs and the rank 2 armor orbs. The Greater Wicked, also known as the Cruel in the spawn code, has the same shape as the Wicked but is a bit larger, with brick red skin, gold core, and dark grey spines. It is uncommon, it is exclusive to the Lost Souls, meaning it doesn't come from a pain elemental, and it has 100 health and has the Scrag sounds. Its movement is similar to the regular Wicked, with free flying, quick strafing, and with a charge attack. Speaking of its attacks, the charge is similar to the Wicked, however its ranged attacks are different. Instead of spitting out a single homing fireball, it throws a volley of fireballs, and it can also do it while it is quick strafing. It can also spit out a couple of homing projectiles. Flyers are quite hard to kill with an explosive in groups, especially with mines. They still take at least one full shotgun shot to kill it, but with a few upgrades they have, they get the F+ grade. The health drop is the same, but the armor drop is a strong armor shard. The Blood Skull. The appearance is self-explanatory to its name. A floating skull covered with blood. It is a rare Lost Soul variant, has unique sounds, and it has 75 health. It's kind of hard to see where it's flying, which is at a medium slow speed. It has a charging attack, which is at medium speed, which it can stop its charge mid-flight. It also has a fast, straight projectile blood spit attack that leaves a noticeable trail of blood. Even in a group, which is super rare, most Lost Soul enemies make it easy for grenades to fly right past them, and they are barely a threat. Once again, they get the F neutral grade. They just blow up when killed, and their drops include the same health orb and the rank 2 armor orb. Another Lost Soul exclusive variant, the Observer, also known as the Baby Watcher, a black miniature cacodemon with green flesh and a single green eye. It is uncommon, has 150 health, and has different sounds than most enemies. It flies at a medium slow speed, has no charging attack, which means no secondary speed to it. It has 3 attacks. 2 are ranged projectile attacks. First is the fast, straight projectile, and a slower, but still moderately damaging, Watcher homing plasma ball with moderate homing ability. When you're up close to it, it does a bite attack that does less damage than any of its ranged attacks. If you start with base health and standard weapons, it can be tricky to survive multiple observers at once. They can survive at least one explosive due to its high health. Its health and attacks that it has give it one difficulty grade at F+. Its drops are the same as the previous Lost Soul variant. This is the most annoying non-boss variant of the Lost Souls. The Impure Soul, a corrupt type variant. Bright silver Lost Soul skull, bright blue details emitting blue light particles with 3 horns, 2 on the side and 1 on the forehead. It is uncommon, has 190 health, and it has screechy Lost Soul sounds. Its free flight speed is medium slow. It has a charging attack which goes at a fast speed. Not only that, but it can also engage its charging attack more frequently and sooner than other variants that charge. It also has 2 projectile attacks, both are dangerous. A spread of 3 bright fireballs and a single low homing turning meteor-like projectile. It is not smart to be up close to it with these attacks. Another detail that may not be noticed with the Impure Soul is that it can regenerate its health slowly over time. There are some situations where multiple Impure Souls can be encountered from certain elemental variants they can come from. All these details give the Impure Soul the difficulty grade of E-. Their drops include the large life orbs and the rank 2 armor orbs. The Chaos Soul, black, similar shape as the Impure Soul, with green details emitting green particles. It is the rarest non-boss variant, has 200 health, and has the Quake 4 Iron Maiden sounds. Its free flying speed is medium slow, but in its invisibility phase, it flies faster than normal, and its charging attack has very fast speed. It also has fast projectile attacks. Its final attack is a suicide explosion attack similar to the Rictus, which does a moderate range explosion that can deal a good amount of damage. Whenever you kill it, or if it kills itself, it is not smart to be up close to it because of the explosive damage it does. They might not be as annoying as the Impure Soul, as groups of them is extremely rare, and their attacks don't rival as much the Impure Souls, but their charge is still almost as frequent. They get the same grade of the Impure Soul, being E-. The drops of the Chaos Soul include the rank 1 healing orbs and the magic essence. Finally, to get to the legendary variants. First up, the legendary soul. Gold, blue eyes, pair of large horns, gold light, and gold particles. Rare, having a chance to spawn from a legendary zombie, has unique sounds, and it has 750 health. Legendary variants are all at least very fast in speed, not just with free flying, but it also has very quick strafing. It also has teleportation in its maneuverability with good range. Recommended to find cover when dealing with a legendary soul, especially against its charge attack, which is not only very fast, but it can also home into its target. It also has a stronger charge attack. Whenever it emits large blue light, being invulnerable as it charges the attack, it does a stronger charge attack. Its ranged attacks include a volley of high damaging plasma projectiles. Its other projectile attack is when it emits large gold light, again while being invulnerable as it charges. It indicates that it will fire its strong projectile attack that not only does heavy damage, but also has a wide blast radius as well. Never get too close to it. Whenever you are at medium ranges, use the Demon Tech Rifle or the Assault Shotgun. In farther ranges, use a Railgun or the Assault Rifle. Legendary weapons do not damage legendary variants. Its difficulty grade is the C neutral grade, which is average for the lowest legendary enemies. drops include the legendary healing orbs, legendary plasmatic cells and cell packs, the legendary sphere, and legendary power sphere. This is debatably the most annoying legendary Lost Soul variant, next to the Nemesis Soul, the legendary Hero Soul. It is very rare, with a rare chance to spawn from a legendary zombie that isn't the legendary Doom guy. Yellow with the shape of the ethereal soul, emitting gold light and gold particles, unique sounds, and 500 health. Do not let that lower health fool you. This one is way harder than the regular legendary soul. The movement is more various, and it is much harder to hit regardless of the range. Its slowest speed may be the medium slow free flying, but most of the time it will travel all over the place with repeated quick strafing. One thing that makes it harder to hit is that it can cloak itself near invisible while moving faster. Do not even bother trying to attack it while it's charging. It remains invulnerable while it charges, making it even harder. It's also invulnerable while it is cloaked, so you need to constantly be right next to cover when fighting the legendary Hero Soul. For the attacks, obviously fast speed charge attack, they may do non-stop. If it flies past you, it will immediately charge again, doing zigzags around you until it hits. It also has projectile attacks, which should force you to be in constant movement. It has rapid fire, fast speed legendary fireballs. It also has side waving projectiles, which you should avoid because they do a large amount of damage. Also, if it kills you, regardless if by projectile or charge, this happens. It revives as a legendary Doom guy. While the regular legendary soul gets a C difficulty, the legendary hero's soul difficulty is jacked up to an A- difficulty grade because of the amount of invulnerable states that it's in. If you do not have good level weapons or at least one rune, this enemy is a pain. Something like the explosive shotguns are useful, and always be behind a corner or an exploitive position to be able to deal with the hero's soul. On death, it can drop the large rank 1 armor orbs, legendary healing orbs, one of the 3 legendary runes, the legendary sphere, legendary time-free sphere, and the legendary random sphere. The Enraged legendary soul, a unique shape that is gold with red eyes, red light emitting red particles with horns on the sides. It is a very rare spawn which has the chance to spawn from the death of an enraged legendary zombie. It has deeper sounds from the legendary soul with an idle burning sound with 900 health. all Enraged variants, they take most of what the original legendary variant has, but boosts them with other added abilities. With the maneuverability, it is obviously very fast, especially with the zipping, quick strafing, which it does more frequently and farther, making it more unpredictable than the original legendary soul. It also has teleportation, and the homing charge speed is also unchanged. Enraged attacks do more damage than the original. Good thing that you can somewhat stun and slow it during its charge attack, but watch out for its super charge attack. It spits enraged versions of the plasma projectiles like the legendary soul, but has more of a spread. It also has the charged explosive projectile. It can also fire BFG 11K shots, which could fly through you. Its final attack is a kamikaze charge, which it only does when its health is at critical levels. It will charge up, end its music, then attempt to explode onto you, dealing massive explosive damage. Sometimes it disappears for no reason. It's super fast quick strafing, making it seem to hide away or hard to shoot, and the slightly higher health than the original put the Enraged Legendary Soul at a B- grade. Because the best that you need is to place spring mines around good corners while using the assault weapons in medium and long ranges. It is also best to use the plasma or demon tech rifle when it is charging straight at you, making it easier to hit. Its drops include the Enraged Cells and Cell Packs, Legendary Orbs, Enraged Legendary Sphere, and the Enraged Legendary Armor. The Nemesis Soul. Shape of the ethereal soul with a faster sprite animation emitting different flame sounds than the Enraged Soul. Completely white, emitting white particles and a white light. It is the near most rare Lost Soul variant, from a chance to spawn from a Nemesis zombie. It has its own sounds with 1000 health. Starting with the maneuverability, it has fast, free flying speed with obviously very fast quick strafing. Not as fast as the Enraged Soul, but still fast nonetheless. It retains the teleportation and zigzagging charging speeds. Moving to the attacks, obviously more deadly than the Enraged variant. It fires the volley of plasma projectiles, However, one of its new projectiles that it can also fire in a volley are special fireballs. Then when they hit, that spot is showered with damaging rain over a short time. This can force players to move from certain spots of cover. Also, while that projectile is traveling, damaging rain follows its path. Also, when it does the light charge while remaining invulnerable, you cannot tell if it's either going to fire a super plasma ball or do a charge attack, because it uses the same color for both. So be right next to cover either way. Occasionally, during some of its target pursuit phases, it will remain invulnerable until after its search is done. With all of these extra stats, the Nemesis Soul gets a B+ difficulty grade. When it dies, it does a damaging explosion that lasts for a few seconds, so do not approach its death location immediately. On death, its drops can include the Nemesis Rifle, Nemesis Cells and Cell Packs, Nemesis Healing Orbs, Nemesis Armor Shards, Enraged Legendary Sphere, Enraged Legendary Shard, and the Light Nemesis Armor. Last but definitely not least of the Lost Soul variants, the Vexed Nemesis Soul. It has the shape of the Hexen Reaver, completely black, constantly fades in and out along with its pulsating darkness radius. It is the most rare Lost Soul variant with a chance to spawn from a Vexed Nemesis zombie, has modified Nemesis Soul sounds, and comes at a staggering 1,500 health. This monster is unlike any other encountered. When you are in combat with this thing, you can run, but you cannot hide. And I mean that literally. You cannot hide from this thing. Do not bother getting into cover, because not only does it fly, move fast, and teleport all over the place, but the Vexed Nemesis Soul can also fly through walls! It has 2 attacks, but that doesn't make it any less dangerous. Its homing ominous charge attack, not only does it not stop when you are out of sight when it phases through walls, but when it hits, it can blind and disorient the player in a few seconds. After it hits, you may not know where its location is. It can be unpredictable. It also has the supercharged explosive projectile, which you still need to dodge. The most frequent way to tell what attack it's going to use is listening to the type of roar sound it makes. If you are in a level that is filled with mazes and enclosed areas, this enemy can be a massive pain. When it does the charge, the best you can do is use weapons with a good fire rate and shoot at it to stun or slowing it down with the hopes that you don't run into anything while running backwards. If it kills you, it resurrects as a Vexed Nemesis zombie. Lastly, do not be right next to it when you kill it. It has a lasting damaging death explosion. All this gives the Vexed Nemesis Soul an A neutral grade. It can drop the Nemesis Fragment, the Nemesis Sphere, Nemesis Healing Orbs, Nemesis Armor Shards, Nemesis Rifle, Nemesis Cells and Cell Packs, Light Nemesis Armor, Enraged Legendary Sphere, and the Enraged Legendary Shard. That is it for the Lost Soul variants, but it is now time to list the newly added monsters from the previous lists. The Empowered Pro Shotgun Commando. Similar shape as the Pro Shotgun Commando with a green tint to it. It is a rare shotgun variant with strong zombie sounds and 330 health. Going back, it retains the medium walking speed from the non-powered Shotgun Commando, which can shift its speed to medium fast. With its quick strafing along with hopping around, it can even move around smoothly while firing its weapon. Speaking of the weapon, it is like the rapid-fire shotgun, except fused with the explosive shotgun. Just a few seconds in front of it, even when you seem to be far enough, you can still get killed. So when you are around a corner, place mines and avoid getting into its line of sight. Also, watch out when you see its defensive aura, which can reduce the damage it takes, especially since it has 110 more health than its predecessor, which gives the Empowered Pro Shotgun Commando a D+ grade, which is 1 grade above the predecessor. You do not kill it unrewarded, because it drops many useful items. It can drop shells and shell boxes, rank 1 healing pickups, rank 3 healing pickups, combat backpacks, ammo satchels, grenades, mines, the shield sphere, the rapid shotgun, and up to a couple of power spheres, which does grant the special ability of giving special power-ups to some of your special weapons. Now for the new Bull Demon variant, the Nemesis Fiend. The shape of the Eternity Demon, gold with dark gray spikes and spines, with a black aura emitting black smoke. It is the most rare demon variant, with its own sounds and standing at 1,800 health. While its slow speed is close to regular demon variants, it can shift its speed to very fast. It also has teleportation. Its attacks obviously do more damage than the Enraged variant, They have the rapid fire bouncing boomerangs. They can spit out straight fireballs that are not as fast as the boomerangs, but do massive damage. They can throw a volley and 3 spread of them. Its superpowered lunge attack has a wide area of effect in its path. It can also do its lunge attack immediately after hopping up. It also has other ranged attacks. It can spit out high damaging explosive fireballs that should be avoided. It also has a close range fire breath that can drain your health real quickly if you don't move. It is dangerous to be out in the open with this enemy present. It doesn't have all the unique tricks that the Enraged Fiend has, like the Shadow Clone lunge attack, which puts it at the same grade of B+. The drops of the Nemesis Fiend include the Nemesis Orbs, Nemesis Armor Shards, Nemesis Cells and Cell Packs, the Nemesis Rifle, Legendary Power Sphere, Legendary Time Freeze Sphere, Enraged Legendary Armor, and the Enraged Legendary Power Shard. Lastly is the new Commando variant, which is by far the hardest enemy shown in this series to date. The Vexed Nemesis Commando. Bright gray outfit, dual wielding, dark pale skin with the head in the state of a skull, white aura, and white particles. It is the most rare Commando variant, being required to resurrect from a regular Nemesis Commando. It has very deep sounds with a record-breaking 2,500 health. The movement is the first thing that makes this enemy very hard. It is very fast, with smooth movement and hops around. Pair it up with its teleportation ability to not only give it some good retreat, but to also flank you behind your back. Its attacks? Good lord, the attacks are the biggest reason what makes this enemy so hard. Firstly, its wall-bouncing, plasmatic cannon shots are near impossible to avoid, because not only do they bounce off of walls, they are also fast, can be shot at a high rate of fire, and they can also home in. They can even go at a very far range, which makes even finding cover still difficult. Sometimes those bouncing shots can also be fired at a massive spread at once. The Vexed Nemesis Commando also fires large damaging, lasting explosive shots. Another attack is that it can fire rapid rate of its own BFG 10K shots. This enemy is so hard that even if you have the upgraded true legendary rune, it can still kill you. So what good weapons to use to kill it? Well, the best you can try to use for long ranges, painstakingly use the rifle, demon tech weapons, and the explosive super shotgun in close ranges, although close ranges is aggressively not recommended. Heck, use a BFG type of weapon. Best hope you have special pickups to use, like the power sphere to upgrade your special weapons, or an invulnerability chalice. All this puts the Vexed Nemesis Commando at the highest actual difficulty grade to date, a AAA neutral rank. It also has a similarity to the former Admiral. On death, it deploys a beacon which summons a bunch of non-legendary but high-leveled zombies like the Elite Zombie Leader, the Empowered Pro Shotgun Commando, and the Corrupt General. If you do manage to kill it, its rewards include the Nemesis Fragment, which has a chance to drop from only Vexed Nemesis enemies. It drops Nemesis Orbs, Nemesis Armor Shards, Nemesis Cells and Cell Packs, Nemesis Plasmatic Cannon, Combat Packs, Mines and Grenades, Legendary Ammo Sphere, Enraged Legendary Armor, Enraged Legendary Power Shard, Light Nemesis Armor, and Rank 3 healing pickups. That is it for the Lost Soul variants and the new monsters added to the final version of the Complex Clusterfuck mod. The next installment of this variant series will be on the Cacodemon variants, so to all of you good slayers out there, have a great life.